You might not have heard about this, but last week there was an oil pipeline spill. The reason you probably didn't hear about it is because corporate media has more or less not been covering it in any serious manner. Over 100,000 gallons of oil gushed into a 9-mile stretch of California coastal water. A buried pipeline ruptured next to a culvert that led to a Santa Barbara beach. It sent the oil directly into the water. Government officials have closed multiple beaches. This is the worst oil spill to hit the Santa Barbara coastline since 1969, when 4.2 million gallons of oil went into the Pacific. This happens to be the Santa Barbara Channel. You might not know the importance of it. I certainly didn't until I started researching this story. It turns out that this channel is where cold water from the north meets warmer water coming in from the south. This leads to a number of unusual species of animals. Any number of compelling species, Lewis, are in the waters in this area. Everything from 130-foot tall seaweed to sea lions, sea otters, etc. About 19,000 gray whales migrate through this channel at this time of year, sometimes as close as 100 feet from shore. Oil is certainly going to mess with that.
Yeah, oil is pretty nasty stuff. This is bound to happen. I wonder if this is going to change anyone's mind about what's happening with the Keystone Pipeline and Arctic drilling. You know, I assume it has to, right?
Yeah, I would hope so, but I'm not convinced of that. And for people who want to know more about what the impact here will be, the oil sticks to stuff. For example, the 14,000 acres of kelp that are all over the coast. Then what happens to the kelp? Well, small animals eat the oil-covered kelp. They can die, or they can be eaten by even bigger animals, continuing to spread the oils through the sort of food chain. Then oil also gets pushed into those rocky areas around the shore and onto the sand itself. Birds land there. That threatens the birds. And then on a warm day, the oil that's normally on the surface of the water will sink. This happened after the Exxon Valdez oil spill in Alaska 25 years ago, and then it gets into the sediment of the ocean floor. So it's too early to say exactly to what degree each of these mechanisms will take place. Remember, pipelines are a bad idea. They kill jobs, which Republicans claim to care about. And the pipelines themselves are not foolproof. They spill, and they are optional. We could decide now, stop the subsidies, wean ourselves off the subsidies for fossil fuels, start adding subsidies for renewable and alternative energy development, clean energy. Let's get off of this stuff. We can not have to worry about whether the fish you're eating ate a smaller fish, which ate some crustacean, which was feeding off of oil-covered kelp because of a pipeline oil spill. We can eliminate that problem. That's an optional problem.
It's an optional problem, but there's no will in Congress. The oil companies have too much power and influence.
It is unfortunate. I wonder what it would take, because even when we see really nasty spills and you see the oil-covered dead animals, most people don't really change their minds as a result of seeing those images. Or maybe it's that most people just don't see the images. I don't know.
Well, I think we need a picture of a dead oil-covered CEO from one of these oil companies. Maybe that will change things.
Yeah, maybe the companies then would say, whoa, this oil stuff is really nasty. We've got to be careful around it.